Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got an exciting unboxing to share with you guys. Something that was sent by River's Edge Cutlery. Actually, I sent something to them, paid them, and then they sent it back. I'm really excited to share with you guys. Thanks so much to my generous patrons who are supporting me right now. There's a link for Patreon right down below. And please, I don't know if you guys noticed my card, please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. All right, I can't, the box is too narrow to throw it. That's why I didn't throw it. Okay, so you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have noticed some pictures of the two shamans that I own that have had their scales swapped. The original, well, gosh darn it. This is quite, sorry, I'm keeping the information off the front, out of camera. So the original black G10 scales actually got switched from my standard shaman to my REC shaman, right? The 204P Shavocado, which originally was an OD green. Is there a reason why the camera just doesn't want to focus? Okay. And then the OD green scales got switched to my standard shaman. And some people said, well, what happened to your titanium scales? Because I had titanium scales on the original one. Well, I sent them off to River's Edge Cutlery to have something done. If you guys don't know, River's Edge Cutlery has a really cool Cerakote service where they can Cerakote your knives a wide variety of different colors and the scales. So, oh, these are great. I had my scales sent off to be done in Cerakote, my black titanium scales to be done in Cerakote, as well as the backspacer. Now, for a lot of you, this is going to be like, wow, great, you're going to change it from black G10 scales to black titanium scales, making the appearance of it as a YouTube viewer basically no different. There's no difference, right? Sorry. Out of all the different colors of Cerakote, that would match with the with this guy, as far as what I wanted, black was kind of what I wanted to do. I considered gray, right? But keep in mind, guys, they will do like red and green, all these different crazy things. So I will link their Cerakote service right down in the description so you guys can check it out. If you have a knife, they can Cerakote the blade and the scales. It wasn't that much money. I think they did my scales and my backspacer for 75 bucks. If you're looking to switch something up, right? If you've got titanium, possibly aluminum for the scales, they will Cerakote. I think those, you're going to have to check it out. The blades, though, yeah. Now, they do have a few limitations. You can read about it there, but this adds a wide variety of customization. Here's the cool thing. Cerakote, while it's not the same as PVD or DLC, DLC being the most durable, right? There are way more colors that Cerakote can do. And on top of that, since like titanium, for example, red is a color that you can get on aluminum through anodization, but not on titanium because it's not on the spectrum for being able to be anodized, right? You can Cerakote, like if I wanted to, I could Cerakote these red. So, the possibilities are nearly endless, depending on what it is you've got and what you want to do with it. So that's pretty cool. I like this. This is part of the reason why I wanted to set up with them. Oh, cool. I got a nice patch there. That's nice. And I think possibly, oh yes, a holographic sticker. Very nice. All right. So we're going to go ahead and remove these scales, the G10 scales in Hyperlapse and install my old Flytanium backspacer and Flytanium scales to complete this ultimate River's Edge Cutlery 204P shaman. See you guys here in a sec. Okay, so it's all done, and yeah, I get it. People are gonna feel it looked exactly the same, right? The weight now is the feeling that I got, originally with the titanium shaman. If you guys have been watching for a while, you'll know that I talked about my thoughts on Excalibur and how creating the titanium shaman would be as close as I could get to that. Excalibur being a word that describes the ideal knife for any one individual. Not a knife that is perfect for everybody, but, any one person's ideal knife. And while titanium does throw the balance off of the shaman, it does give me that solid feeling that I'm after. I know a ton of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. In some cases, there's a specific feeling that I chase over stuff like balance, right? Because now the balance on the shaman it's not terrible. It's back here where you grip it right here, but you want it to be kind of right under the pivot. So yeah, it's heavy. And these black Cerakoted scales give that sort of chalky feeling. Now, Cerakoted blade will add to corrosion resistance, right? It'll help with that. It's not the most durable coating, right? If you're looking for the most durable coating, you're looking at DLC, and then I think PVD, right? This is actually a PVD coated blade and now a Cerakoted handle. But the Cerakote obviously isn't going to help anything with corrosion resistance on the scales because the scales are titanium, right? So I realize 100% that this is an aesthetic thing. I just wanted to have black titanium scales on this, in my eyes, ideal variant of the shaman because it's interesting. I love bronze coated blades. I just love that look. So having titanium with it really gives me that feeling that I'm chasing. And, coupled with the Flytanium backspacer, which I think is better because it's gear pattern and it's not sunk below the, the original backspacer is a little bit lower than the backspacer, a little bit lower than the scales, which has always been bothersome to me. So I think that one's a little better. And then I've switched out, the pocket clip for this MXG deep carry clip, which matches. So now everything is matching. It's all metal. Every last part of this knife is metal, which is cool. This is a little bit tight and it's smooth, right? It's just tight, which is exactly the same thing that happened with my original titanium shaman. And over time, it got ridiculously smooth. So I expect that all of these parts just have to wear into each other, even though, the phosphor bronze washers are still contacting the same surfaces and the detent ball is still contacting the same path on the blade. I did add some nano oil. I need to get a link for this. In fact, I'll link this stuff right down below. This is the ideal knife lubricant. I know Nick Shabazz has been using it forever, right? And I just recently had come around to using it more. And man, it just works miracles. But sometimes it takes a little bit and that's fine. But yeah, this has come together to just about the most perfect thing. I was considering adding texturing to these scales and then sending them off, but I wasn't sure how the Cerakote would work. I don't know. In any case, I might do a separate build where I texture some titanium scales and put them on another shaman, right? Because I'm definitely not done building shamans. Shamans are really fun to build. I wish there were more parts out there for them, but there's quite a bit. Shamans are super easy to take apart. I mean, they're stupidly easy to take apart because there's very few fasteners. They're all large heads. Everything kind of goes back together the way that it's supposed to. It's got a D-shaped pivot barrel, right? It's nice and easy to take apart. There's no big lanyard barrel to worry about like there is on other SPYDERCOs, right? You don't have to worry about stuff like that. So this is cool, and it really it really feels like a custom special variant of the shaman now, So yeah, this is a look that you guys have already seen on my Instagram and here on YouTube, but now it really feels complete with the titanium scales. And I mean, this is something you can absolutely do. You can buy titanium scales through Flytanium, which I'll link right down below. Then you can send them to River's Edge Cutlery and have them Cerakoted. So if you have a shaman that is black, like let's say the blade is black and you want to do red on the scale, you can do that. I think that would be a sick build, right? Or you can do green, or I would imagine they will do blue, right? But you can do that to the blade as well. So if you want to have black scales and a red blade, you can do that, I'm just thinking of other things that I would find interesting. Just know that, as you use the blade, that finish is going to wear away a little bit. I mean, that's just the case. Benchmade, there are lots of Benchmade knives that used to use Cerakote. In fact, some I think still do. There's lots of knives in general, high-end production knives, that have Cerakoted blades that hold up just fine. But if you're expecting it to hold up the same way as SPYDERCO's DLC finish, no, it's not the same thing. But it is cool that you have a lot more options. So this type of stuff is going to be for some people and not for others. But this was a build that I knew I wanted to complete the moment that the REC Shaman, you know, the first time I saw it, when I unboxed it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have got to get some black scales on this. And, you know, the goal, of course, was to send these off and use my original G10 scales in the meantime. But yeah, everything's centered up great, which is, you know, testament to SPYDERCO and to Flytanium. They always do a good job. I've never had an issue with that. I can actually feel this thing getting smoother as I play with it. No problem flicking it out. It's plenty. It's just the whip on the way back down. It takes a little bit of extra force right now because it's still trying to break in, which I'm confident that it will. I'll just have to sit around and play with it. Oh, darn. But yeah, that's it. Like I said, this program will be linked right down below where you guys can utilize it. I mean, for 75 bucks, I don't think that's bad, right? I mean, yeah, it's going to add, depending on how expensive the knife is that you're sending in. If you're sending in a $500 knife, well, then yeah, that's a small percentage, right? But if you're sending in a $150, $200 knife, it's a pretty big percentage of the knife just to have something changed up. But maybe you've got something sitting around that you just want to add some flavor to or just kind of spice up, make it something fun in your rotation, right? Maybe you actually want the benefits of corrosion resistance on a blade that is not coated and isn't doing super well in the environment that you're using it in, right? Whatever your reason is, I think there's I think that a lot of people would have fun utilizing this. So check it out. Thank you again to River's Edge Cutlery. That was a quick turnaround. If you guys are wondering, the turnaround took 1 week. It was super fast. Now, you know, if they get loaded up on orders, it may not be that fast. But yeah, it was really fast. So thank you very much. Very much appreciate them. Make sure you check them out on Instagram as well. Check me out on Instagram at metal_complex. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.